Think back on your morning. Did you wake up by an alarm, pick out your clothes, make breakfast, drive yourself to school? Now imagine doing these things blind. Now imagine doing these things deaf. Now both. This probably isn't normal for any of you guys in here, but it was normal for a girl by the name of Helen Keller. Her story will not only teach, but it'll inspire you to persevere, conquer, and take control of any mishaps that you may encounter through your journey in life. I've studied Helen's story in depth, and I have found that she has been through many trials, challenges, and heartaches. On a website by the name of pearlsofwisdom.com, Helen was considered backwards of intelligence. On another website, the National Health Survey states that 2 to 4 out of 1,000 Americans are deaf. Also, 1.3 Americans are blind. Imagine your morning blind and deaf. I am here today to tell you that you can conquer any of your biggest challenges as long as you are determined and are willing to persevere. I'm going to start today off by telling you about Helen as a wild child, then the miracle that changed her life, and lastly her accomplishments. Helen was your normal, happy little toddler who loved to play with dolls, and her parents loved her so dearly until one day she became ill with something called brain fever. This left her not only blind but deaf. And this sweet little girl turned into a violent wild child. She would throw food, pull hair, scream, scratch. It was horrible until this went on for about 5 years until a miracle came into her life, a teacher by the name of Anne Sullivan. Now that we've covered Helen's initial reaction to being shut off to the world, let's see how Anne brings her back into it. Anne was a miracle for Helen, but she had to pull Helen away from her natural settings or her natural life so that she can have complete trust in Anne. She taught her to communicate by signing in her palm. She would sign the word doll, for instance, D-O-L-L, and then she'd put the doll in Helen's hand. And at first Helen was clueless. She had no idea what was going on. They must have went over it 1,000 times, but she never understood. But one day she completely got it. And it opened up a whole new world for her. She was running to touch everything and then holding her palm out because she was wondering what it meant. And also, from this point on, she was loving it. She was learning sentences and words, and she learned how to write the alphabet or sign the alphabet. And also, her favorite thing to do is read Braille books. And what Braille books are is letters that are risen. For example, a blind person would just feel those and then pretty much read the book. So now that we went over Helen becoming back into the real world, let's go over her accomplishments. Helen graduated college with the highest honors. She wrote many Braille books. She gave inspirational speeches all over the world. 39 different countries, 5 different continents. She was just amazing. She volunteered to many different organizations, blind and deaf. And her #1 reward that she was rewarded was the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And this is the highest honor any American could ever receive. But if you'd like to learn more about Helen's achievements, you can go onto a website called HelenKellerKidsMuseum.com. Amazing website. You will find so much information about her life. But I say all this to say, if you want something bad enough, you can have it. You saw how Helen went from being a normal girl to being a wild child, to persevering and accomplishing so much. So what's holding you back? Figure it out, and conquer it. If you think you can, you can. Helen Keller will forever be an inspiration. Just as Senator Hill said in Helen's eulogy, she showed the world there are no boundaries to courage and faith. I say believe in yourself. Thank you.